Hello, this is the 9.1 Simulation Research Report audio and visual presentation for Simon Cycles. I'm the founder and CEO, Brad Simon. So first we're going to do a little bit of a company overview, tell you a little bit about Simon Cycles, and then look at where we've been and what we've done over the last 6 quarters. What we do is we make 3D printed carbon fiber bicycles that are tailored and made for each customer's needs. We currently sell in all global markets. We have online sales and a strong social media presence because we're determined to sell the best priced carbon fiber bicycles in the industry. Looking at the market share and how we are against competition, our market share, we hold 33% after the 6th quarter, pretty much dominating the bicycle industry and our direct competition. On the chart on the bottom left, you can see the market demand total. We actually we dominate over the entire market. However, the 3 different types of bicycles that we sell, recreation, mountain, and speed, it becomes a little bit more competitive as we look into it, especially in the recreation, and that's where in the future we will actually try to push ourselves a little bit more, so we actually dominate a little bit more in that type. However, but when you break it down, we actually still hold a pretty good chunk of the market share and the sales within those 3 different types. So as we look at the history of over the last 6 quarters on how the company has done, we'll look at the net income here, cash flow from operations, earnings per share, and then break it down for total revenues, store revenues, and our web sales center revenues. Net income, as you can tell, we actually took a little bit of financial issues as we started over the first 5 quarters, but we made some strategic changes in the 5th quarter and we bounced back, and you can see that through the net income, cash flow from operations, as well as earnings per share. And you can see it's a gradual increase across the board for revenues, store revenues, as well as the web sales center revenues. One thing that we actually try to do is give our employees the best that they can have in the industry. I know it's very competitive, especially in the bicycle industry, so we always want to make sure that we're pretty much top of the game on what we could actually provide them when it comes to compensation. So for our sales force, as you can see here, we make an annual salary of $19,000. We give expanded coverage, 4 weeks for vacation, 4 weeks for vacation, and 4% for pension. As we look at the production workers, they have the same salary, health benefits, vacation. Their pension is just a little bit lower at 3%. So that actually gives it so that way the salespeople and the production workers could work hand in hand and not really be in competition with each other. They're all working together for one goal, and that's to sell bicycles. Lessons learned. So what strategies have worked? Well, the employee strategy from the beginning was to make sure it was a place that they love to work. They're paid well. They'll keep pushing to have sales. Our sales strategy is pretty good, especially with our web presence and social media presence. We've had that strategy from the very beginning to try to be online to provide for them. That way they don't actually just have to go into stores, and that way we can customize each bike for them. Our final advertising strategy actually turned out to be one of those things that actually worked really well. Our pricing strategy from the start has been trying to be a lower price than our competition. In some ways, some of our bikes might be a little bit higher, but for the most part, overall, throughout the industry, our bikes were lower priced than everyone else. And plus, our final market strategy of where we push to actually sell our bikes for the in-store bikes, we actually went global within the last quarter between the 5th and 6th. What strategies did not work? We found out quickly after the 2nd quarter that our financial strategies didn't work. That's why on the income and stuff, you've seen everything dropping pretty quick. Our product strategy did not work. We first started off with only 1 bike, and then we went to 2 bikes. and slowly picked up our strategy on how many bikes we have, so the number of products. So during that time frame, we actually seen that the competition was selling more bikes because the customer actually had more options for what they wanted to buy. Our original advertising strategy did not work at first. We decided on selecting the magazines that were tailored and had higher, I guess you want to say, subscription rates than just some of the other little magazines. And those actually had a higher cost. So we were actually trying to figure out the way we wanted to do it was, pay a little bit more for the ads and to reach more people. Our original market strategy did not work either. We actually started off just in one market while we tried to do all online sales. We found out quickly that our competition was spreading out very quickly, so they were actually pulling more of the market share than what we did. And that led to our change in strategy for what market that we were going to be in later on. So for lessons learned, what I would have done different with Simon Cycles. First, going into the simulation, we set up our strategies and how we would like the company to be, basically going into it blind and not even knowing the competition. So if I would have done it differently, I would have definitely put a little bit more research into our competition, where they are actually marketing, how they are advertising from the get-go, instead of starting and then trying to combat what they have actually been doing. So from the beginning, I felt like the simulation, it kind of put us well behind because we didn't have the research. We designed a bike thinking it was the best from the very beginning. However, we didn't know that the competition actually already had the bikes exactly the same. And that goes from everything from the marketing to or the actual advertising, the marketing, as well as the bikes they have, how many is being produced. We had no idea of anything about the competition. So from the very beginning, we didn't have any competitive advantage because we did not know who our competition was. So we were actually going in blind, and we found out quickly that we did not even go into this industry as a competitor. We were actually behind almost the entire time. Another strategy, or what I would have done different, I would have not taken out emergency loan. During the second quarter, the advice given by the simulation was to take out the loan so that way it could actually have some more money going into the next quarter. And as I went in the next quarter, kind of find out between the interest paid and how the loan sharks actually take part of your shares and stuff like that, it actually made us look like we were financially unstable. And then on top of that, we were actually trying to play catch up to get caught up with the competition throughout the first 5 quarters. So it took a little bit to pay off that emergency loan and to get us back on track of where we needed to be. Another thing that we would have done was expanded the number of products available sooner. Instead of having one bike from the beginning, probably would have designed 3, one in each type of bike, and then added more through each quarter, so that way we would have had some. We started off with 1, we ended up at the end on the 6th quarter with 6 of them, and that showed that that's actually what it took, is to have the lower price bikes, a lot more for the customer to choose from, and then actually worked out for us in the long run of things. We also would have expanded into additional markets faster. Instead of 1 market, we probably would have picked 2 or 3 from the beginning and expanded from there. And if we would have done all those things, we would have probably had more income and stuff to invest into more R&D. That way, I think what we would actually, our investment and everything would have played out a little bit more, and we probably would have more of a market share these days. And with that, that's what my lessons would have learned, and the difference in the market strategies that we would have taken. And if you have any questions, you could email me or ask me anything else. I want to thank you for taking time to listen about Simon Cycles. Good day.